Alright, thank you for joining me again. I'm going to continue where I left off, which is Job chapter 30. But now they mock at me, men younger than I, whose fathers I disdained to put with the dogs of my flock. Indeed, what profit is the strength of their hands to me? Their vigor has perished. They are gaunt from want and famine, fleeing late to the wilderness, desolate and waste, who pluck mallow by the bushes, and burn tree roots for their food. They were driven out from among men. They shouted at them as at a thief. They had to live in the clefts of the valley, in caves of the earth and the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they nestled. They were sons of fools, yet sons of vile men. They were scourged from the land, and now I am their taunting song. Yes, I am their byword. They arbor me, they keep far away from me. They do not hesitate to spit in my face, because he has loosed my bowstring and afflicted me. They have cast off restraint before me. At my right hand the rabbit arises. They push away from my feet, and they rise against me, their ways of destruction. They break up my path. They promote my calamity. They have no helper. They come as broad breakers. Under the ruinous storm they roll along. Terrors are turned upon me. They pursue my honor as the wind, and the prosperity has passed me like a cloud, and now my soul is poured out because of my plight. The days of affliction take hold of me. My bones are pierced in me at night, and my gnawing pains take no rest. By great force my garment is disfigured. It binds me about as the collar of my coat. He has cast me into mire, and I have become like dust and ashes. I cry out to you, but you do not answer me. I stand up, and you regard me, but you have become cruel to me. With your strength of your hand you oppose me. You lift up me with the wind and cause me to ride on it. You spoil my success, for I know that you will bring me to death, and to the house appointed for all living. Surely he would not stretch out his hand against a heap of ruins, as they cry out when he destroys it. Have I not wept for him who has trouble? He has not my soul grieved for the poor. But when I looked for the good, evil came to me. When I waited for the light, then came the darkness. My heart is in turmoil and cannot rest. Days of affliction confront me. I go about in mourning, and not in the sun. I stand up in the assembly and cry out for help. I am a brother of jackals and a companion of the ostriches. My skin grows black and falls from me. My bones burn with fever. My harp is turned to mourning, and my flute to the voice of those who weep. Chapter 31. I have made a convent with my eyes. Why should I look upon a young woman? For what is the allotment of God from above, and the inheritance from the Almighty from on high? Is it not destruction for the wicked, and disaster for the workers of iniquity? Does he not see my ways and count all of my steps? if I have walked with falsehood, or if my foot has fastened to deceit, let me be weighed upon honest scales, that God may know my iniquity. If my step has turned away from me, or my heart walked after my eyes, or there's any spot adhered to my hands, and let me sow and another eat. Yes, let my harvest be rooted out. If my heart has been enticed by a woman, or if I have lurked at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind for another, and let others bow down over her. For that would be wickedness, yes, it would be iniquity deserving of a judgment. For that would be fire that consumes to destruction, and would root out all my increase. If I have despised the cause of my male or female servant when they complained against me, what then should I do when God rises up? When he punishes, how shall I answer him? Did did not he made me in the womb who made me? Did not the same one fashion us in the womb? If I kept the poor from their desire, or caused the eye of the widow to fail, or eaten my morsel by myself, so that the fatherless could eat of it, but from my mouth youth I reared him as a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widows. If I have seen anyone perish for lack of clothing, or any poor man without covering, if his heart has not blessed me, and if he has not warmed with the fleece of my sheep, if I have raised my hand against the fatherless, when I saw I had help in the gate, then let my arm fall from my shoulder, and let my arm be torn from the socket. For destruction from God is a terror to me, and because of his magnificence I cannot endure. If I have made gold my hope, or said to find gold, you are my confidence. If I have rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because my hand had gained much, if I have observed the sun when it shines, or the moon moving in the brightness, so that my heart had been secretly enticed, and my mouth has kissed my hand, this would also be an iniquity deserving of judgment, for I would have denied God who is above. If I have rejoiced at the destruction of him who hated me, or lifted myself up when evil found upon him, indeed I have not allowed my mouth to sin, by asking for a curse on his soul. If the men of my tent have not said, who is there that has not been satisfied with his meat? But no sojourner had to lodge in the street, for I have opened my doors to the traveler. If I have covered my transgressions as Adam, by hiding my iniquity in my bosom, because I feared the great multitude, and dreaded the contempt of families, so that I kept silence and did not go out the door. Oh, that I had one to hear me! Here is my mark. Oh, that the Almighty would answer me! That my prosecutor had written a book, surely I would carry it on my shoulder, and bind it to me like a crown. I would declare it to him like the number of my steps. Like a prince I would approach him. If my land cries out against me, and the furrows weep together, if I have eaten its fruit without money, or caused its owners to lose their lives, and then let thistles grow instead of wheat, and weeds instead of barley, the word of Job are ended. Chapter 32. Elihu contradicts Job's friends. So those three men ceased answering Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. And the wrath of Elihu, the son of Berecher and Berizut, of the family of Ram, was aroused against Job. His wrath was aroused because he justified himself rather than God. Also against his 3 friends, his wrath was aroused because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. Now because they were years older than me, Elihu had waited to speak to Job. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these 3 men, his wrath was aroused. So Elihu, the son of Barachel and Brezud, answered and said, I am young in years, and you are very old. Therefore I was afraid and dared not to declare my opinion to you. I said, age should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the breath of the Almighty gives him understanding. Great men are not always wise, nor do aged always understand justice. Therefore I say, listen to me, I will also declare my opinion. Indeed, I waited for your words. I listened to your reasonings while you searched out what to say. I paid close attention to you, and surely not to one of you convinced Job or answered his words. Lest you say, we have found wisdom. God will vanquish him, not man. Now he has not directed his words against me, so I will not answer him with your words. They are dismayed and answer no more. Words escaped them, and I have waited, because they did not speak, and because they stood still and answered no more. I will answer my part. I too will declare my opinion, for I am full of words. The spirit within me compels me. Indeed, my belly is like wine that has no vent. It is ready to burst like new wineskins. I will speak that I may find relief. I must open my lips and answer. Let me not, I pray, show partially to anyone. No, nor let me flatter any man, for I do not know how to flatter, else my Maker would soon take me away. Elihu contradicts Job. Chapter 33. But please, Job, hear my speech and listen to all my words. Now I open my mouth, my tongue speaks in my mouth. My words come from my upright heart. My lips utter pure knowledge, and the Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. If you can answer me, set your words in order before me. Take your stand. Truly I am your spokesman before God. I have also been formed out of clay. Surely no fear of me will terrify you, nor will my hand be heavy on you. Surely you have spoken in my hearing, and have heard the sound of your words, saying, I am pure, without transgression. I am innocent, and there is no iniquity in me. Yet he finds occasion against me. He counts me as his enemy. He puts my feet in stocks. He watches all my paths. Look in this, you are not righteous. I will answer you, for God is greater than man. Why do you contend with him? For he does not give an accounting of any of his words. For God may speak in one way or another, yet man does not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men while slumbering on their beds, then he opens his ears of men and seals their instruction, in order to turn man from his deed and conceal pride from man. He keeps back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. Man is also assassin with pain on his bed, and a strong pain in many of his bones, so that his life harbors bread, and for his soul's succulent food. His flesh wastes away from sight, and his bones stick out which once were not seen. Yet his soul draws near the pit, and his life to the executioners. If there is a messenger for him, a mediator, one among 1,000, to show man his uprightness, then he is gracious to him and says, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. His flesh shall be young like a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth. He shall pray to God, and he will delight in him. He shall see his face with joy, for he restores to man his righteousness. Then he looks at men and says, I have sinned, I have perverted what was right, and it did not profit me. He will redeem his soul from going down to the pit, and his life shall see the light. Behold, God works all of these things, twice, in fact 3 times with a man, to bring back his soul from the pit, then he may be enlightened with light of life. Give ear, Job, listen to me. Hold your peace, and I will speak. If you have anything to say to me, speak, for I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me. Hold your peace, and I will teach you wisdom. Alright, I'm going to end there. Next video I'll begin will be chapter 34. Thank you.